What's up guys, how's it going? Big Cheese here with another video for you. Today we're going to be covering loadouts and perks and how they work in Modern Warfare 3. If you do enjoy the video guys, please hit that sub button, please hit that bell, it really helps the channel grow. Let's get straight into it. Okay guys, so the first thing we're going to touch on is the weapons. Now it works basically the same as the last game. There's no, as you can see here, tuning in the game at the moment in the beta. If you go to the gunsmith, I have maxed this weapon out. I've got a bunch of attachments on it, but no tuning available guys. I'm not sure if that's going to be carried over to the game. I'm hoping tuning's available because I think it's a really good feature and I like making videos on weapon tuning, but at the moment, no weapon tuning in the beta, okay guys? Okay guys, so the first thing we're going to cover is our tacticals and lethals, okay? So the tacticals available in the beta are Flash Grenade, Battle Rage, which is now a tactical. EMD Grenade isn't unlockable yet, but I've heard they are increasing the level cap from 20 to 30 in the beta later on this week. EMD Grenade and Smoke Grenade and a Scatter Mine. Now, you know what a Flashbang is, you know what Battle Rage is. It's very overpowered in the beta at the moment, so I'm hoping they give it a little bit of a nerf. The EMD Grenade applies a tracking device to enemy hits, revealing them on your team's minimap. So that's basically a snapshot grenade, okay? The Smoke Grenade is self-explanatory. We all know what a Smoke Grenade is. And the Scatter Mine is basically, you might remember the Cluster Mine from the previous game. It's now a tactical. You throw it on the field across a wide area, and it just scatters a little bunch of mines that damage enemies when they walk on it. It's not as powerful in this game as it was in the previous one, which I think is a good thing. They balanced that out a bit, and now it's available for a tactical. Okay, so next we're moving over to the lethals, guys. Frag Grenade. We know what a frag grenade is. We know what a Semtex is. We're going to cover the Breacher drone here, okay? It's an explosive drone that explodes on proximity to the enemy or on impact. So I've seen these drones get thrown straight down a corridor. It basically flies in a straight line. So if like there's enemies dead ahead of you, maybe they're over a mound in the war zone or something like that, or they're at the end of a corridor, you throw this like a paper airplane, it flies straight down the corridor, blows up when it gets near them, okay? Now the Thermobaric Grenade, I think I've got that right. Now this is basically, it's not a thermite because it does explode, but it does leave fire after it explodes. So you can cook it like a normal frag as well. Throw it, it gives off an initial explosion and covers the floor in fire like a Molotov. So instead of a Molotov or a thermite, it looks like we've got the Thermobaric Grenade in place of those. Okay guys, so we're heading into the field equipment section of the loadout menu now, okay? So trophy system, we all know what that is, guys, okay? Bomb Scrambler, now this one's quite different to a UAV jammer because it does multiple things. You throw it on the ground and it creates a yellow circle on the minimap, okay? So basically anyone with that, it disables communication with intel within radius. Enemies will not be able to activate kill streaks while they're in this. Enemy UAVs won't be able to detect you or your teammates while you're within the zone, and the location of the scrambler is visible on the enemy minimap. So they can see where it is on the minimap, so they can destroy it. But while anyone's in that zone, they can't activate kill streaks. UAVs are jammed. So it works a lot like the UAV jammer with a couple of extra perks there. Okay. Med box, deploy a box of medical supplies for you and your teammates. Now, on the side, the logo, look, it's got a stim and a battle rage. So I'm assuming it gives those to teammates. I'm not positive because I haven't used it yet because it hasn't been unlocked in the beta yet. But it does say on the side that it's got stims and battle rage in it. So I'm assuming that when your teammates use that, it gives them a stim or a battle rage. I'm not sure if it's random, but yeah. Munitions box, guys, we've used this a bunch of times before, obviously. Now this ACS system is a really good one. It's multiplayer main. It's going to be for multiplayer only, really. I guess in Warzone, do you have to capture points? Sometimes you have to stand near safes and all that stuff in DMZ, but it's for multiplayer mainly. It basically captures a point. So if you're playing domination, you want to capture A. You throw this on there and it'll capture it for you. But also, if you throw it on there and also stay on the point, it acts as two people standing on it. So you're going to capture that point faster. Okay guys, so the next thing we're going to cover is perks. Now, as you might already know, perks has been broken down into items of clothing now, okay? So we'll start off with the gloves. Now the gloves available are the Quick Grip gloves, which increase weapon swap speed. We've got the Scavenger gloves, which resupply ammo and throwing knives from dead players. And we've got the Commando gloves, which help you reload while sprinting. And if you pay attention, guys, on the tiles for each one, in the top right corner, it's got the old icons for the perks from the other games. So it basically tells you what perk you're going to get with each piece of clothing here. If we go into the boots section, 5 different types of boots available, okay? Lightweight boots, increase movement and swim speed, reduces noise while swimming. Very, very useful for when the final circle is ending in the river or near the water, in the war zone especially. It happens a lot more than you'd think. So those will be very useful for those situations. Climbing boots, increase climbing and mantling speed, reduces fall damage. I found in multiplayer these are very useful in Rust if you want to climb the ladder and take people out from the top. But it's also going to be useful in the war zone where there's a lot of buildings, guys, and there's a lot of high ground you're going to want to take when you're fighting through with your squad. I'm not sure if it increases the speed you rappel on zip lines or not. It doesn't say, but it might do. I'm going to test that out. The next boots are the Stalker boots. Increase strafe and ADS movement speed. So this is for you movement players. You're going to be moving a lot faster when you're ADSing and strafing about. Tactical pads increase slide distance and allows for full ADS while sliding. Increases stance transition speeds and crouch movement speed. Okay, so stance transition speed, guys, is a new feature in Modern Warfare 3. Let's say you're running an assault rifle or an LMG with a 3x or a 4x scope on it. You can press down on the D-pad, I think it is, while you're ADSing and switch it onto the side. So you can actually fight in close quarters with it. It's not going to be as effective as an SMG or something like that, but it's going to be much better than aiming down like in a close quarters or a tight corridor with a 3x or a 4x scope. Okay, now the covert sneakers haven't been unlocked in the beta yet, but they eliminate footsteps downs completely. It's basically your ninja perk. People are going to be running this in Warzone. I can see this being the most popular boots. And then the next slot is the gear slot, guys. There's a variety of stuff here. EOD padding reduces damage from killstreak explosives and fire. Tac mask reduces strength of enemy flash, stuns, and gas grenades. Immunity to shock, EMP, and snapshot grenades, so very useful if you want to stay hidden. Mission control comlink, now this is for multiplayer mainly, reduces kill streak cost by 1, reduces score streak cost by 125. I don't think that's going to be available in the Warzone or the Warzone version of Hardline, I can't remember what that is. The bone conduction headset, guys, is a load of crap. It says reduces combat noise, allowing improved identification of enemy footsteps and gunshots. Yes, they've put better audio as a perk in the game. No, it doesn't work. I've tested it in the beta all weekend. I noticed no difference in my audio at all when running this perk, so I wouldn't bother unless they patch it. LNR detector is basically your high alert perk, guys, okay? Warns of hostile laser and radiation sources. So in the previous game, high alert was ridiculous. If you were remotely looking at the enemy, even from their hip, they just knew exactly where you were. They'd turn on you. They've done it differently this time. They've balanced it very well. So now you're not going to get high alert unless an enemy laser or an enemy reticle, red dot reticle, is actually on you. So you'd have to ADS at an enemy for their high alert to go off, or your laser, your hipfire laser, would have to touch on them. And then the last one is basically a ghillie suit that gives you ghost. While moving, blocks detection by UAVs, enemy radar sources, and heartbeat sensors. So they balanced it out, so you can't camp with ghost. You've got to be moving constantly for the effects of this to work, which I think is fantastic. Okay, guys, so the next section of the loadout screen we're going to cover, the last section we're going to cover in today's video, is the vest section, okay? Now, keep in mind what we've discussed with the perks going into this, okay? Because some of these vests have got hidden pros and cons that affect perks, okay? And lethal and tacticals. So if we go into the section here, the first vest we've got is the infantry vest, all right? It increases your attack sprint duration and reduces the refresh time of that, okay? Now, you notice this one says, duplicate effects do not stack. If equipped with running sneakers, gain the effects of the lightweight boots. So basically that means you're not going to be able to stack a perk that gives you better movement and the vest that gives you better movement. They'll cancel each other out and just give you the effects of one of the other boots or gloves, okay? So this one hasn't got any hidden perks. This is just your basic infantry vest there, okay? The next one is the engineer vest. This is the first vest you're going to unlock that's got hidden pros and cons. Spot enemy equipment, field upgrades, and kill streaks through walls. Aiming down sights highlights them for your team. Brilliant, because if you see claymores or mines, ADS at them, highlights them for your team. Awesome. Faster field upgrade recharge. Okay, now the hidden pros and cons for this are, you don't get a lethal when you're running this vest. You'll see from the bottom of the screen here, you get 2 tacticals instead of a lethal and a tactical. But you'll also notice that over on the right-hand side, you get an extra perk. Now, this perk can only be selected from the gear perk set, okay? So that's this set of perks here. But that does mean you can run EOD and tac mask, or EOD and conduction headset, or you can even run ghost and EOD together, which are both super useful in the Warzone. I think the most popular combination is going to be either ghost and high alert, basically, or ghost and EOD. So it's a pretty good thing. You don't get your lethal, but you do get kind of overpowered combination of perks there. All right. The next vest is the gunner vest, guys. Now the gunner vest says deploy with max ammo, improved reload speed, duplicate effects do not stack. Okay. Now what it doesn't say in the description is it gives you overkill. If you look at the bottom here, your primary slot Another primary slot now replaces the secondary slot. So instead of a pistol or a rocket launcher, you're going to be able to run another primary weapon, perfect for snipers who want to run SMG. Tactical and lethals aren't affected. But what you don't get here when you equip this, if you look, is a third perk slot. You don't get a boots perk slot. So that means you can't silence your footsteps, can't increase your movement. So if you're running overkill, you're going to be doing it at the cost of movement, essentially. All right. And the last vest is the demolition vest, guys. I haven't unlocked this one yet, but basically it just gives you an extra lethal. If you pay attention to the bottom of the screen there, and it's restock. Every 25 seconds, your tactical and lethal are going to resupply. So it's basically a restock perk, and you also get an extra lethal. So you're going to be able to run 2 frag grenades, 2 drill charges, 2 semtexes, whatever it may be, if you equip the demolition vest. I really hope you enjoyed the video, guys, and you found it useful. Coming up to the open beta weekend now of Modern Warfare 3. If you do like the videos, you do like the channels, please hit the sub button, please hit that bell. I'll see you for the next one.